Your hands are shaking on the throttle at 2 a.m. Blood on your jacket is not yours. It is his. 15 minutes ago you did not know his name. Now his name is worth 4,000 American dollars. This is Medellin, 1989, and you just turned 16. You work for the richest criminal in the world. Your job title does not exist in any dictionary. The streets have a word for what you are. A boy who kills policemen for cash on delivery. Tonight makes 11 for you. 11 dead officers total. You are not scared anymore. You stopped counting fear. You only count money now, and money never lies. 6 months earlier, you were nobody from Comuna Trece. No father, 1 meal a day, 0 future in sight. Your neighborhood sits on a hill above the rich city. From up there, you can see Escobar's empire glowing below. A man on a motorcycle found you outside your house. He did not ask your name. He asked your age. 14 was too young. 16 was exactly what he needed. He said Don Pablo pays $2,000 per cop. $4,000 if the cop had rank or medals. You had never seen $4,000 in your life. Your mother earns that in almost 4 full years. You said yes before he finished the second sentence. That is how the war recruited its youngest soldiers. Poverty was the only qualification anyone ever checked. They gave you a pistol before they gave you food. A revolver, 5 bullets, 1 rule burned into your head. Never let the cop see your face before he dies. An older Sicario named Pharaoh became your only teacher. Pharaoh was 19 and already had 30 confirmed kills. He taught you how to read a police patrol route. He taught you which intersections gave the fastest escape. He taught you that hesitation gets you killed first. Real killers do not aim for the chest, he said. Aim for the head. The chest wears a vest. You practiced on bottles behind an abandoned brick factory. Every miss cost you a slap across the face. Every hit earned you a nod. Nothing more, nothing less. Affection was not currency here. Accuracy was the only currency. Your first target patrolled a corner near the stadium. Officer Ramirez, 26 years old, married, 1 daughter, no idea. Pharaoh rode the motorcycle. You sat behind with the gun. The plan was simple. Drive close, shoot twice, drive away. Your stomach turned to ice as the corner came closer. Ramirez turned toward the engine sound at the exact wrong moment. 2 shots, both to the chest. He never saw your face. The motorcycle was already 3 blocks away before he fell. You did not look back. Pharaoh told you never to. Looking back is how sicarios get remembered by witnesses. That night, you were paid in cash. No receipt, no questions. $2,000 folded into a plastic grocery bag. You gave half to your mother and told her nothing. She thought you finally found honest work in the city. Honest was the last word anyone would use for this. Here is something most people never learn about this war. Escobar did not pay a flat rate for every cop. There was an actual price list, ranked by target importance. A regular patrol officer brought $2,000, sometimes less. A sergeant or a captain doubled that number instantly. Kill a police informant, and the reward tripled overnight. Some sources claim officers with anti-narcotics badges paid the most. The cartel treated murder like a commodities market with tiers. You learned fast which uniforms meant which paycheck size. Rank insignia became more valuable to you than gold. This is not fiction. This pricing structure is well documented. Historians estimate over 200 officers died this exact way. 200 deaths between 1989 and 1993. 1 city, 1 war. You were about to become one more line in that count. No Sicario rode alone. That rule was never broken. Motorcycles worked in pairs. 1 driver, 1 shooter, always 2. Your new partner was a boy named Chino, 17 years old. Chino had already survived 2 ambushes from rival hit squads. Together, You became a single machine with 2 heartbeats. He drove, you shot, then positions never switched mid-operation. The bike needed to hit 40 kilometers per hour by impact. Any slower, and the target had time to draw first. Any faster, and your aim fell apart on the turn. You practiced this exact speed on empty midnight highways. Chino counted seconds out loud so your timing stayed perfect. 3, 2, 1, fire, then gone before the echo faded. This system killed dozens of officers across eastern Medellin alone. It became the signature move of Escobar's entire Sicario army. By your 3rd month, the kills stopped feeling like anything. Numbers 8, 9, and 10 blurred into a single memory. The city started calling this period La Guerra, simply the war. Escobar had declared open war against the Colombian state itself. He wanted extradition to the United States off the table. Every dead officer was one more message sent to Bogotá. You were not fighting a war. You were sending mail. Bloody, permanent, unstoppable mail addressed to the entire government. Police stations doubled their patrols, and it barely mattered. For every unit they added, Escobar added 10 more shooters. Boys just like you, just as hungry, just as replaceable. The comunas emptied of teenagers looking for exactly this work. Recruiters no longer had to search. Boys lined up themselves. $4,000 buys silence about how young you are. Not every operation ended the way command expected it to. One night, your target was a female officer near a school. Chino slowed the bike, and you both went silent instead. She had a child's backpack slung over her own shoulder. For the first time since Ramirez, your hand would not lift. Chino hissed your name, told you the clock was running. You fired late, missed twice, and she disappeared into an alley. Command was not interested in your reasons, only in results. Pharaoh found you 2 days later behind the brick factory. He did not yell. He simply asked if you understood. Mercy gets Sicarios killed faster than any rival gang does. The next contract was assigned to you within 48 hours. No apology, no explanation, just another name and another photograph. The lesson was permanent. Hesitation had a price, too. By month 5, the police had your description, not your name. A boy on a red motorcycle, seen at 4 different scenes. Undercover units started working comuna corners looking for that description. Pharaoh told you to change bikes, change routes, change everything. Paranoia became your new permanent resting state, day and night. You slept with the pistol under your pillow, loaded, safety off. Every unfamiliar car outside your mother's house triggered pure panic. You started sending her to relatives without telling her why. Chino disappeared for 4 days and came back, changed completely. He said a rival cartel had tried to flip him for information. He refused, and they left 3 fingers as a warning instead. This was not just a war against police anymore, you realized. It was a war against anyone who might talk. Ever. Trust became the rarest currency left in your entire world. Then something shifted that nobody in your circle expected. The police began offering their own bounty, reversed and personal. A reward for information leading to any known Sicario's capture. Suddenly, the boys hunting officers became officers' primary hunted target. Death squads with unofficial police backing started appearing at night. They were called social cleansing squads by journalists who dared report it. Being 16 and armed no longer made you untouchable, only visible. Pharaoh was found dead behind a gas station within that same month. 19 years old, 30 confirmed kills, and 1 bullet for him. No investigation followed, no name was ever printed anywhere official. You realized the arithmetic of this war ran in one direction only. Every Sicario had an expiration date. Most just did not know it. You had already outlived the average lifespan for someone in your position. Something new was building in the shadows of this war. Wealthy families targeted by kidnappings had started organizing their own militia. They called themselves Los Perseguidos, por Pablo Escobar, Hunters of the Hunter. Journalists shortened it, and the streets simply called them Los Pepes. Unlike the police, Los Pepes did not follow any procedure at all. They came at dawn, they came in groups, they came silently. Word spread that they had a list, and your name might be on it. Chino heard from a cousin that 2 sicarios from Comuna Trece vanished overnight. No bodies, no arrests, no explanation offered to grieving families left behind. This enemy did not wear a uniform, so you could not recognize them. That made every stranger on your street a possible threat now. The rules of this war had changed without anyone announcing the change. Escobar himself was no longer the hunter everyone assumed him to be. He had become prey, and you were prey standing closest to him. Step back for a moment and look at the scale of this. Between 1989 and 1993, Medellin lost over 200 police officers. An entire generation of teenage boys carried out most of those killings. Some were as young as 14 when they fired their first shot. The going rate for a dead patrol officer rarely dropped below 2,000. For a city already this poor, that number changed entire family fortunes. Mothers who once begged their sons to find factory work stayed silent. Silence became complicity, and complicity became survival. Nobody judged too loudly. This was not one gang's story. It was a whole city's economy. An economy built on funerals, motorcycles, and folded cash in grocery bags. You were never the only 16-year-old doing exactly what you were doing. You were one of hundreds running the same routes on the same nights. History remembers Escobar's name, but it rarely remembers boys like you. Chino wanted out. He had heard whispers of an amnesty program. Surrender your weapon, confess minor crimes, disappear into a normal life. You were not sure normal life still existed for people like you. The money had rebuilt your mother's house, brick by brick, room by room. Walking away meant walking back into the poverty that started this. Staying meant joining Pharaoh behind whatever gas station waited for you next. For 3 nights you could not decide, so you did nothing. Then a new contract arrived, the largest bounty you had ever seen. A senior anti-narcotics captain, $8,000, payment on confirmation. $8,000 was 4 years of honest wages in one night. Chino refused this one, said the target was too heavily guarded. You took the contract alone, your first solo operation ever attempted. This was either going to buy your freedom or end everything. The captain's convoy moved through a route Pharaoh once mapped for you. You waited on a rooftop instead of a motorcycle this time. 1 shot, long distance, nothing like the close work you knew. Your hands did not shake this time. That surprised you most. Maybe fear only exists the first time, then it just leaves. The shot landed, the convoy scattered, and you were already moving. 3 blocks, 4 blocks, into an alley only locals ever used. No sirens caught up. No headlights found you in the dark. By sunrise, the news called it the boldest hit of the year. By sunrise, you had $8,000 folded into your jacket, enough to disappear completely, enough to finally choose your own ending. Whether you took that exit or stayed for one more contract. That choice belonged only to you, and the war kept waiting. Most sicarios from this era never lived to tell their story. Researchers estimate the average life expectancy fell under 25 years old. Some escaped, changed cities, changed names, and buried this past completely. Others were caught, and Colombia's youth prisons filled with teenage killers. A few, like the man who inspired this account, gave later interviews. They described the money, the fear, and the total absence of choice. Poverty recruited them long before Pablo Escobar ever said a word. The war ended in 1993, when Escobar died on a rooftop himself. Shot in Medellin, the same city that had made him and armed you. The killing did not stop that day. It simply changed employers. New cartels rose. New boys were recruited. The price list stayed familiar. That same bounty logic still buys silence in certain corners of this city. The uniform changes. The war changes names. The economics never really do. That is the part most retellings of this story choose to leave out.